The focus of this lesson is on multiplying two rational expressions together. So we can see that we have two rational functions, f and g, and we want to go ahead and multiply them together. So we're to take f, which is 1 minus 1 over x, and multiply that by g, which is 1 over x. And you can actually change the order if you want of your multiplication, just because, remember, multiplication is commutative, and then that way the distribution looks more obvious. And so if I take 1 over x times 1, that's 1 over x, and then minus 1 over x times 1 over x is 1 times 1 over x times x, which is x to the second. And then now what we have is two rational expressions where we're taking the difference. So we need a common denominator, which in this case would be x to the second. So this first numerator here I need to multiply by x. And then the second one I'll keep as is because it already has my common denominator. And then I'm going to go ahead and combine into one rational expression. This is x minus 1 over x to the second. And that is your product of f times g. Now, as far as determining the domain of f times g, we need to determine what's the domain of f, what's the domain of g, and then what's the domain of their intersection. And their intersection would be basically the domain of f times g. That's the same thing. So for f, we can see that x is not allowed to be 0 because that would cause division by 0. And for g, we can also see that x is not allowed to be 0. As far as the intersection of the two, that basically means, well, x can't be 0, so it could be everything else, and so the domain would be negative infinity to 0, non-including it, union 0 to infinity.